what that journey through time might look like. I really have to credit our Uncle Andrew, who put together this presentation, actually. I just interspliced it with some of the more recent photos, but that is Uncle Andrew's presentation. Let me see if I can... Right. Okay. First and foremost, even above and beyond the tourism benefits, I wanted to talk about the promotion of healthy lifestyles. This is of key importance to the project. For me, I don't think we should be doing projects in Barbados any longer that are good for the visitor or the tourist. We have to look at ourselves first, and what we enjoy often is precisely what visitors enjoy as well. So any input into this project should be about creating the opportunities to mitigate some of the challenges that are happening in our society, especially with the growing problems with obesity and the lack of accessible spaces. So this should be a very accessible space for all persons, all abilities, especially with the paved portion of the trail. It should be that everybody has access. And also, it's also kind of building on the popularity of the South Coast Boardwalk as well, which is designated the second tourist, most popular tourist destination on TripAdvisor is the boardwalk. I don't think it was built for this purpose in mind. It was really built as an adaptation to climate change, or that was how it was sold. But the boardwalk has become a very major recreational facility. So this would be kind of like an inland boardwalk for people who live in the interior of the island, who need access to safe spaces to walk and to recreate. All right. So, but the tourism benefits are obviously there. They can help to diversify our existing tourism products. By promoting sustainable tourism, but also in engaging in heritage and sports tourism. This is where you're getting the heritage interpretation, the public education, but you're also allowing a space that can be developed for sports events, for cyclocross. It can be, you can have tours, you can have your Run Barbados on this space. You can create different activities and events around these kinds of spaces, as well as the World Heritage designation. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be a UNESCO World Heritage site. It's not. But it links our existing World Heritage sites, or what can be proposed as World Heritage sites. So this site that we're in, Historic Bridgetown and its garrison, in a further phase, it could actually be linked through this trail to the Story of Sugar. The Story of Sugar is supposed to encompass some of the plantations on the East Coast. So this will allow kind of the World Heritage Committee to see, look, we're serious about maintaining our heritage spaces, not just the World Heritage ones, but the ones that are important to national development as well. And this is critical to me, that it creates a fun, family-centered activity. I have nephews who come and visit every year. I can't take them to the same space every year. You can't go to Harrison Cave every single year. We need spaces where, especially children between the ages of about 5 and 11, can do different things. I mean, the beach is great, but it would be really fantastic if not only our local population, but visitors as well, could take their kids on family bike rides going on the rail to trail of the Barbados Trailway. So this would be a fantastic opportunity for them. It also enhances existing tourism products. As I said, it passes by Brighton's Farmers Market, the Kendall Sporting Club, which would be a nice little offshoot. You can have your lunch there. I'm sure they would appreciate the business. It even passes by Sunbury Plantation, and as I said, some of the NCC facilities as well. And being the terminus being in Concept Bay also can allow for some community economic development for that community, which is often struggling to retain some of its way of life in terms of its fishing heritage. Also, new tourism products and events could be created, so you could have cycle cruise tourism. I think there is a tourism vessel or a cruise ship vessel that comes through where people like to take their bikes and they cycle off. You cannot do that in Barbados. It's very safely. It's very difficult to do that. We are a very flat island. We're not like some of the other territories, so it's a very accessible island to cycle on. So this would be a great opportunity just from that perspective as well. And I know Kevin has talked a lot about cyclocross, which is a very popular event. I don't think there are any existing cyclocross events in the Caribbean. These are things that we can build on. It also passes by Bushy Park, which I'm not a car enthusiast necessarily, but I do think there's an opportunity to even have a cycle park for kids right off of Bushy Park. You know, on the weekend you take your kids and they can do all the tricks and do all that kind of, you know, that stuff that